I'm Dominic Moulton, and I'm a member of One DC, organizing neighborhood equity. And the building that we are in is called the Black Workers and Wellness Center. This is the chocolate part of DC, Anacostia. So this building that we're in was originally one of the first Black funeral homes in DC and in Anacostia. So after that period, the United Black Fund owned this building. And then we did campaigns with members, and then some wealthier people gave, and then some other campaigns were developed, especially during Emancipation Day and Juneteenth. And finally, we bought the building for cash. So One DC, we actually have our political education school around understanding the history of racialized capitalism and how precarious work is created, right? Because we're not just trying to make people rich financially or from a capitalist standpoint. What we want people to understand that we are rich when we build community, right? So what's important about understanding how, on the local level, the history of like redlining, economic segregation, and even banking policies of racialized capitalism has hurt a community like Anacostia. What you have here is a community that experienced disinvestment. And so what One DC is doing is organizing the people who have been left at the bottom, right, who've been discriminated against, whose housing has been neglected by the public housing authorities, to build a mass movement. That's essentially what we're trying to do, build a mass movement of tenants and workers in DC. So one of the things that is important about Anacostia and DC in general is that there's a lot of Black history and culture that's evident, and you can see it in everyday life. Most longtime Black DC residents will say Ward 8, where we are sitting, is the last frontier where hundreds of Black people could be massively removed and replaced by whiteness. Because as the river becomes a haven for more activity, for people to come across the river, as the 11th Street Bridge literally becomes the bridge for displacement. We want to organize people to fight for outright to stay. What we've noticed is that when it comes to racial and environmental justice, when things start to get cleaned up, we, the working class Black folks, start to get pushed out, right? And we want to consciously resist that, because there's been a lot of young Black people who have been part of the cleaning up of the river, right? There have been plenty of Black folks who have used the park, right, as a space for wellness, for exercise. So this community is majority Black. Will the bridge add to that? And will the cleaning of the river add to that? Or will it take from that and make our job of organizing people to have the right to stay, the right to live, and the right to work in Anacostia a possibility? And we're saying that we're willing to fight for that. And we're saying that the Black Workers and Wellness Center will be the home to build that kind of power.